We're so excited to have you here and be a part of the logistics department for the events team. I'm going to start by sharing my screen with you guys so that we can get all of the information that you need um, in running and assisting and helping in this department. We're so grateful to have you here and to be able to have you learn about this role. First and foremost, this is the events department. So this is the party people. You guys, each one of you will not be doing this alone. You will be a part of a team. And each person on this team will meet twice a month. So there'll be 2 times a month that you will meet. Each one of those meetings should be about 30 minutes. And then you will be able to figure that day and time out from your director. So every community, every director will have its own day and time. You'll also be required to attend 75% of your meetings to maintain your membership in the program and to be able to share in the profits if you are doing that, and to get paid for what you're doing. Your team may choose to add a few extra meetings if needed, especially when it gets close, meeting before it or before the event, but you guys will decide that together as a team. As the logistics leader, you will need to set up all the logistics of the event. Those who are going to be presenting, those who are going to be sharing what's going on during the meeting, how it's going to look and the setup of it, and who are the additional leaders that you might need to help in that process. So let's go through each event so you can kind of see how this looks out at each event, because we have 4 different events that you'll be holding through the year. So we do one once every quarter. So let's start at the first one. The first one we have is the Share the Love event. This event is going to be those who are wanting to support, love, and help each other and get to know each other in a community. Everybody's welcome to come. Families, friends, anybody is welcome to come to all of our events, everybody in the community, business owners alike. But this event will be a basic get to know you networking event. We will have somebody that can be you or somebody else who basically welcomes everybody to the event. We want to have everybody have the opportunity to introduce themselves at this event. So if your event or anything is going to be too big, you might need to separate it out in multiple locations. So there's about no more than about 50 people per location so that they can be able to introduce themselves and everybody can get to know one another. The person who owns the location is going to present for a few minutes. So you'll need to ask them to come share who they are and what they do and highlight them at the meeting. And make sure the activities leader is there and has time to present their prizes at the end of that. So they will have an activity that they've conducted in preparation for this event. And we want to make sure that they're able to give out the prizes. So your job in general, make sure you have somebody to welcome, make sure everybody's able to introduce themselves, make sure the size works out, and that make sure the person who is presenting knows to present. So pretty simple, easy, kind of got the idea. The person who's establishing the location is somebody else. So you are over what's going on during the event, just kind of give you that more idea. The May Day of Service, that is the activity. The location leader will help you select. You guys will come together as a team to select what service you want to do that year. This week, and again, you guys select the activity any day of the week. You guys have that full week to check and figure out what you want to do. But Sunday, during that week, you guys will do service as a community. You can do cleanup, you can help at a food bank, you can help supply the library, whatever you feel is needed in your community, and have everybody be able to participate and support in that community. You will have to make sure somebody, again, is there to welcome, greet everybody, let everybody know what to do, how to do it, what service needs to be rendered. You also make sure at the end of the event, we also have always time for some prizes. So make sure that that's there. In the middle of that, you will also, like I said, if there's tools that needed or supplies that's being given out or aprons that have to be worn according to the food handler's permit, just make sure everybody's aware of that. Everybody covers the safety and procedures of what needs to happen for that one. So that is our May Day of Service. Our Education Week, is going to be running the week in August before we all go back to school. So great time of year to be able to do this for all of us to be able to get an education. This week will be multiple locations that we are working at least 4 to 5 places per chapter. Now, in discussing that, in every community, we will have a chapter that you guys will start out with. It will be able to subdivide to 5 times. And that will still be one community that has that. So, as far as the events department goes, you guys can have up to 5 sub-communities all participating one events week. The other ones will run their individual meetings. We'll have 5 developments, 5 educations, 5 connections meetings. All of those will be running individually. Your events will be running all together that week, and you'll all work together. So in saying that, there can be up to 5 logistic leaders helping you on this project. In addition to that, in one community, so you're going to have one of those. If you're the first community, you still want to have 4 to 5 locations for people to come and experience things in the community, get new education, learn new things. And so you'll ask people who are doing said businesses, hey, can you do a free consultation? Can you teach a seminar? Can you do something open to the community so they can come and experience what you do? In saying that also, that can divide. So that means there could be up to 25 different locations available in one week that we could come visit, see, and do things with. So you'll need to make sure at all of those locations, the person who's presenting, who's conducting the event, knows what to do, make sure they are sharing their message, make sure that you have a leader there to greet everybody when they come in at each location. You'll also make sure to that you can have access to see how many people are in attendance, all that good stuff. And make sure that there's at the end, the last week of the day, the last week of activities, that is the one where we give out prizes. You can choose to do it at each location, 1 prize per location from that administrator. However you do that, that is up to your community. But we do want to make sure those prizes that are given out at the events so people are participating and come to those. Our fall festival is super fun. This is where we actually use a parking lot usually, or we've used farms, fields, things like that, but a place where people can come and park their cars and be able to share with the community what they do. We call it, they do a trunk or treat. So their trunk is a bunch of information about who they are, what they do. They can decorate it, whatever, show different things. They have that space for people to be able to come around and talk to them. We ask that every person who comes around can get a pen, a treat, a candy. Also include children so that they can come by and get treats or whatever. But this is a way that all the businesses can share who they are and what they do with the community. We also want to make sure, so for you, you need to organize the logistics where people park, the organization, the flow of how people should go through. You'll also make sure there's safety, that everybody's safe and what we're doing. And also allow people to have a place at the end that there's prizes that they could register for and announce at the end of the event. So great fun that way. Now let's talk about all of that is your activities. That's what you do. And hopefully that was great information for you. But some of you may have questions. Right now, if you do, go to your director. And they can go to their mentor. There's always a direct line of authority that you can ask questions if you do on each one of these roles. Each cycle that you have in your event during the week of workshops, we will have an executive events department where all the events communities from throughout the world can come together and learn about what you're doing and how you're doing it. Your director will meet with the community during the podcast week. So if you want to know what's going on in the communities, or it's let people know about what you guys are doing, or ask for other leadership to help you during that time of the logistics of what's going on, that's a great place for your director to meet with everybody, all the directors in the community, to get assistance and help for what you need. During the connections meeting, your director will also give updates about the community and the events of what's going on. Now, if your director can't attend some of these meetings, you may be asked to fill in. As also, if you can't attend a meeting, you may ask one of the other people to fill in for you. We're all here to be a team and help each other. Last thing that some of you may have a question on is if you are a focal community, then all of the activities in the organization we talked about will be done online. So instead of meeting live, all of those same things will be done online. You'll have a basic networking event online. You will have a service project online. You may be writing letters, doing different things, serving Google reviews, service, and you'll be doing education, different breakout rooms where people come and learn online. And then last but not least, our fall festival, we make it super fun where people can come virtually visit people in their offices. So we will have abilities and laid out in the manual, those type of things, if you are a focal community and not local. But most of the time, this is for local communities, so you can meet in person. But that's it. This is kind of how the logistics run, how things work, and this will be amazing, what we are going to do for us and our communities. So thank you so much for being the greatest part of People for People.